Hello and welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, the only show on Indian television where you, the MSME, get center stage. This is ET Now, special daily initiative to give MSMEs and entrepreneurs the opportunity to be front and center on every industry and area that matters to you. Tonight on Influencer, a conversation with Tisser, and later on the show, a conversation on hospitality. That's on a leader focus segment tonight. I caught up with Dr. Megha Phansalkar of Tisser to talk about the growth of the traditional handicrafts industry right here in India, how e-commerce is changing the space, and government regulation. Take a look. Thanks very much for speaking with us here on the Leaders of Tomorrow. Let's start by talking about Tisser, where the idea for that came about, what the journey has been like.
So I've been working in the development sector around 18 years now, and I've been with the World Bank for quite some time, around 10 to 12 years. In rural development projects, namely.
Is that where the idea for Tisser came about?
Yeah, absolutely. It came from there. And rural development, as you know, India has a big segment in rural areas, and a lot of livelihood needs to be generated to support them to continue, so that they continue in rural areas and do not migrate and spoil their and their families' future.
Sure.
So World Bank, along with Government of India, is doing some great projects in the livelihood sector. And one of the big projects that we are doing is National Rural Livelihood Mission and National Rural Livelihood Project. It talks about two types of livelihood, rural farm and non-farm. So the artisan sector forms the non-farm livelihood, and India, as you know, has a lot of culture and heritage, and artwork and handlooms are very important.
Okay. We very often hear from entrepreneurs who are in the space of handicrafts, handloom, etc., that there isn't much support either by way of information or, say maybe subsidies, incentives, etc. from the government. I want to hear from you. You've been associated with this space for about 2 years now. What's your experience been like?
So there are a few weak links in the entire handloom and handicraft sector. I would like to update that around 60% of the global loomage is in India, whereas the global market of India is only 2%. So see the gap. We can produce that much because we have the loomage and handicraft, but we are doing a very little market. So which shows the bad condition of the handlooms and the handicraft.
What's going to change that from 2% to say 30-40% in whatever is the time frame it's going to take?
So last 60 years it has not changed, so we are hoping it may change now. A lot of new initiatives have been taken, Make My India, Make in India by the recent government, and the Honorable Textile Minister is also focusing a lot, and that's how we think the change may happen. But I think Khadi Gram Udyog has to totally do the paradigm shift if this big thing has to happen.
Okay, so you were talking about Make in India. What sort of support do people in this industry look forward to from the government, specifically when it comes to incentives, specifically when it comes to any subsidies, or when it comes to providing artisans and it comes to providing MSMEs and entrepreneurs like yourself a platform to be able to sell and market the products?
Yeah, so one big support that we look forward is that until now GST, when the GST was not there, all these products were non-taxable. The VAT was not there. But with the GST, the taxes come now. So minimum 5% and then up to 12 to 23%, depending upon how you make the product fusion. If you are putting leather, if you are putting ready-made, then the tax increases. So that is a big setback, one. The another setback that the artisan face is that they totally lack design and marketing support. A bit design support goes with big houses of handlooms and brands going to them, but they don't give them the fair pricing. But marketing support, if they really want to do themselves, is totally lacking. So we need to really create some such kind of platforms, such kind of forums where they can absolutely be doing their own marketing, and some patronage comes from good people. So luckily in this bank project also we are trying some big houses, they can adopt some of the clusters, and by adoption we mean that end-to-end support, right from livelihood generation to marketing to design. So if there is an end-to-end support, then this art will survive, otherwise it's a difficult time.
You're talking about GST earlier. I want to circle back to that. Is GST really going to make life easy or difficult for MSMEs and entrepreneurs in your space? What's your advice in terms of what impact it's going to have on pricing?
So finally consumer is going to face the prices. So, but it's going to have a big impact. I mean, because all handicraft and handlooms were exempted by now, and suddenly the taxes come. There is a big demand from a lot of handloom weavers and handicraft people to reverse it. but I'm not sure how the government decision goes.
Okay, you're talking about design. And training is an essential part of keeping up to date with the kind of changing trends, demands, etc. How do you undertake training?
So undertaking training, like as you see, we work with artisans very closely, and we work with products which are more utility products. Like just to give an example, Madhubani is a painting art, Pattachitra is a painting art, but painting doesn't sell much. There is a limitation. Why a person will buy paintings on and on every day. So then if you convert into a utility product, if you convert into trays, table mats, runners, ready-mades, garments and all that, then there is a value addition, and then it gives a lot of marketable product. But again, there has to be a design support. But if you convert the as it is art into a marketable product, then there is a limitation. So there you require a lot of skill building, lot of tuning with the artisan. Of course, they are adaptable. They've been doing this art generations to generations, so they can absolutely convert it into in an hour or 2 hours the new style. But then you have to reach out to them.
So do you have any sort of in-house training that you provide them? How do you train them?
So we many a times our team reaches out to them and sits with them and give them training. Many a times we call them to our unit and we work for a small period, and then we luckily the social media, not social media, I mean the technology is good. So they are on WhatsApp, they are on multiple things, and then it helps them to reach out to them.
Okay, so speak to us about technology. What role is technology playing in this industry? How are you using technology?
Yeah. So for TISER, technology was really important because I come from that background. I have my doctorate into information technology, and fortunately we are happy to inform you that we have won some good awards also, some recognition. We recently won a Manthan award. So we have developed an app which allows the artisan to upload his product directly from his house with a bit of user interface from his mobile directly to the portal we have on wholesale. We have a wholesale portal which runs like a retail portal, but it is only for wholesalers with a validation. So there are few such technology things which we have introduced, and we continue to introduce them. We are recently coming up with a new portal called Gifts, for TISER Gifts, which would be only working on technology and which will allow people from Mumbai to procure a gift within 2 hours.
Is that helpful? Is that necessary for MSMEs to have some sort of a technology outlet, technology platform? Is that more essential in an industry like yours?
It is an essential thing because entrepreneurs are a different breed, and we have not taken this business from our ancestors. We don't have a legacy, we don't have money, we don't have that much time. So if we do not do something different, which is not done by other people, we won't be able to survive ourselves. So we have to be different.
So speaking of different, what are you doing to ensure that you're standing out in this market, and how should entrepreneurs, MSMEs, what is your advice to them to be able to develop a USP?
Yeah, so one of our biggest difference is the product line which we develop. Normally if a Madhubani art is there, normally a Pattachitra is there, normally if Indigo is there, so there are different arts. So they would sell what middleman makes. And middleman does not invest much on technology or style or design. So that is one limitation which they have, which we want to conquer. We want to reach out to artisan and create customized products which are so beautiful, which are so unique and so innovative that we have a big consumer out in India and abroad.
Okay, so and how about the export markets? How easy or difficult has it been for you to tap that? And what sort of changes would you advise for MSMEs who are looking at export markets to be able to make, because you can make up a lot of the pricing when it comes to the export market?
So export market, basically, as I've learned in a small period of 2 years, there is a lot of chain. Like there is a exporter, there is a wholesale buyer out there, then there is a whole chain. So unless you create that whole chain or you are a part of the whole chain, you may have a very small segment of export like we have as of now. But we are creating that change, we are reaching out to exporters, and I found out that everybody wants good products. There is no dearth of requirement for good products, provided you put your product in the right pricing, you develop a right product with that finish, with that quality, with that style. So we should be able to crack that chain, and we should be able to enter, and if all works well, we should be able to create our own chain.
So give us a sense of what the next few years are looking like for you at TISER. Then I do know you were talking about, say for example, the export markets. GST is going to change a lot of things. We're coming up on the festive season. Yeah. So talk to us about, one, stocking for the festive season. How should MSMEs stock, and also what the way forward is looking like?
Okay. So I want to also add one more thing, that for me as a person, as a founder, this business is 100% philanthropy. I do not earn anything out of it. It's a private limited company, and there is a trust we have, Tesser Artisan Trust and Tesser Rural Handicraft Private Limited. The private limited does the entire business, and the founder's share goes 100% to the trust, which goes back to the artisan. It has not gone back much, but it will go back as and when we make profits, from 1 crore to 100 crores if all works well. So it will, my personal 100% profit will go back to the artisan, where we want to focus on skill building, artisan education, girl child education and other things. So that is my personal vision, to support more and lakhs of artisans and revive some unique arts. That is my personal vision. But as far as the business is concerned, we want to grow, because money will come from the business, and that is how we would be able to return back to the artisan. And so we want to really make big. We want to create a franchisee network, we want to create a brand, and if you create a brand, then it is easier for you to compete with good brands like Fab India and other brand, because brand is everything which as of now Indians and exporters want. They want name. There has to be an identity. So creating a brand is one of my big vision for Tesser.
Okay, last question then, and I was asking you about the festive season. How are you preparing for the festive season when it comes to pricing, when it comes to stock keeping, and what advice for our MSMEs about how they should be looking at this business as well?
So festive season, we are really excited, and from May we are working on the festive season, because last year we came to know that all corporate gifting season ends in August. All orders are freezed. So May, June, July, we have focused on developing the entire new stocks, cataloging and all. So I would request artisan entrepreneurs and MSMEs that see your lean season is used fruitfully, so that you can capture the festive season, where you can focus only on the marketing part. So that's how we have learned through our lessons in the last entire 1 year, and now we are ready to hit the market in the corporate gifting segment. Luckily Mumbai is a great place for that. We have a lot of head offices there, and corporate gifting for Diwali and New Year is the season, and we are really looking forward for that.
All the very best for that.
Thank you. Thanks.